Right guys, got a quick little video here. Last weekend at the Burn Buster here in New Zealand, I got to test ride a 2024 GASGAS EX 300, which is the new TBI model obviously. Everyone will know I'm riding this little bugger here, which is the EX 250, but this is a 2022 TPI. So yeah, I've been contemplating pretty seriously over the past couple of months. I'm wanting to step up to a 300 just to have a little bit more torque, mainly to make up for my lack of skill in certain occasions where I get caught out in the wrong gear or on a tricky hill climb and the likes. And having ridden my cousin Luke's 250 TBI quite a few times now compared to this, I've just been super blown away and impressed with how good the TBI bikes are and how the geometry feels like on the bike itself. So I've been really wanting to test ride a 300 just to see if my chain of thought around stepping back to a 300 is really what I want to do. I've been looking pretty seriously at the KTM because I really like the way they look, and I don't think the new GASGAS are actually priced well enough to justify them over a new KTM at the moment when you're looking at a new model. But there's two things that I'll probably point out just from this test ride that I had with the GASGAS bike. The first one is the engine. Really, I just wanted to test that out, and the second one is like the ergonomics and how it felt for me. A couple of things that I couldn't control, like I couldn't control handlebar position, I couldn't control foot peg position. Obviously I'm quite a tall guy with long legs, and I've got like lower, further back pegs set up on this, which feels really good for me. But then on like the test bike, it's stock pegs, handlebars are a bit too far sweep to the back for my liking. So there's a few funkies that were out of my control and I didn't really like, but you could easily change, and I would change. I guess the biggest observation straight off the bat for me though was the sweep behind your like calf muscles. So like on my bike here, your feet are on here, and like the sweep here is quite flat, and it's actually quite hard to hold on to the bike here. And the same on this side, like it's quite flat, there's no like sweep out, so it's hard to lock in and your legs slide back quite a bit. That's one thing I really liked about my cousin's 250 KTM 2024 TBI bike, is they've got this flare on the like rear plastics where it really feels like you can lock your legs in and like hold your weight on the bike and take that load off your arms. And something that I noticed with the new GASGAS, even though it's like almost an identical bike, they've got their slight differences in the plastics and their like geometry. It felt nice between the inside of the legs, but that like sweep at the back, it was still flat, kind of like my bike here. So that was something I didn't like compared to the KTM. And then the other one thing I could really observe, or I wanted to try it, was just the power. And first impressions was, holy smokes, that thing is fast. Like, I love this bike. It's friggin' awesome, it's smooth, but there's no denying that the TBI bikes are like the next level for like instant power delivery and like super smooth transition into the power band. I wasn't too sure what to expect. I knew it was gonna have more torque, but like the snap and the like instantaneous power that thing had was out the gate. The first lap around the track was pretty untidy. It took me a bit to get used to, and then the second lap I sort of worked out with the 300 I got to run it a gear higher, like smoothing it out, work the torque and run it a gear higher so it's not like ripping out of my arms all the time. And once I did that second, third lap, man, that thing was unreal. Like you could come into almost a stop in like a tight turn, clutch it a little bit, roll the throttle on in third gear, and it just hauls ass. It was so good, so fast. Love this friggin' thing. It's gonna be really sad to see it go if it sells and I go to a 300, because I'm pretty damn sure I am, but I think I'm gonna stick with the KTM just for those ergonomics that I like. But yeah, impressions on the 2024 GASGAS 300 TBI, awesome man, holy it's fast. Like these new fuel injected bikes with the electronic power valve are a friggin' game changer. You're considering a two-stroke, you've got to try one. They are friggin' unreal. Shit, one other thing I forgot to add too, because it was a GASGAS, it had no map switch on it, which meant all the riding was in technically the white map, which is their like smooth map, not the aggressive. So I was blown away by how much horsepower, like, and how grunty it felt for the white map. So I would be bloody keen now to jump on the KTM or one with a map switch and try out the green map, because it'll be out the gate. It's fast, man. Watched a few videos, and I reckon when the time comes and I finally get my hands on one, I'll fly a wheel weight, I think, for me personally. Bit of like off-road harder sort of stuff, not so much aggressive like motocrossy sort of stuff. flywheel weight, maybe like 7 ounces, might just like smooth out that initial like whack off the throttle, and I think it'll make it a mean machine. So, all right, here's the riding footage. Hopefully you enjoy. Just short and sharp around the little test loop. Cheers.
What's the suspensional setup? Just standard?
Just standard, but click just on the manual on the sport setting.
Oh, yeah.
Just the further stock setting there.
Okay.
It's all standard, just on the sport, so a little bit further.
Yeah. Ooh. I think everything feels f***ed up compared to mine. It's f***ing grunty. I need to jump on yours because this doesn't feel as nice as what I remember on that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm slipping out more.
That must have already been done though. Yeah, scratching wise.
But that first lap I just felt all f***ed up.
Yeah.
And then that second lap I just left it in third the whole way. Oh. Even like the super slow corners just come down, clutch in and then just rolled out and it just f***ing goes, eh?
Yeah.
I reckon I was riding it like the 250 and it was way too snappy.
It's all that roll speed, eh? Alright.
Yeah, like for the white map, it's f***ing out the gate. Yeah, I wonder if they've shined this a little bit for a show, because it feels really slippery.
I'd say so, because you can see where your boots from.
Yeah.
Versus back there, it's really glistening.
The foot pegs and the brake levers up compared to how I've set mine up too. That's catching me out heaps.
For anyone wanting to know what my actual exact like point of comparison is, this is my 2022 EX 250, the TPI. This is pretty customized to like me and how I like it now. After like a year and a half of owning it, I put the KTM's factory handguards on. By far the best handguards you can blooming get. A few other things, the radiator fan, gold. The Carapax 5mm down, 5mm back foot pegs, which are really good for me with my tall, long legs. And then I've got the oversized brake pedal, which works mint with those two. Graphics kit, obviously, and then ribbed seat cover from J-Dub Seat Covers here in New Zealand. Awesome. And then the one other big thing that I did to this bike at 30 hours, I'm up at 75 hours now, was the, see them in there, the 6500 closed cartridge fork inserts to replace the air forks. And I got a bladder kit with low friction piston ring, and then obviously a revalve, sprung for my weight, revalve in the front, and all dialed in. And holy, getting that suspension work done compared to the old air fork, absolute game changer. This bike like transformed when I got that suspension work done. I know some people like the air fork. I tried it for 30 hours and friggin' hated it. Spent the money on this suspension, and this bike just like transformed. So suspension was like a pretty big thing that I wanted to make sure I'm keen to keep when I go to a new bike. Hence I'm looking at the 24 bike that come factory with the closed cartridge forks, because I'm not going back to an air fork. So yeah, that's my bike. This thing has been friggin' awesome. I love it. Just want a bit more torque and something new and shiny, I guess, as we do. Cheers guys.